What is up, everybody? It is Og here, back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at how to one pull SM Cath. I cannot be more excited, everybody. So we've done the 3-pull, we've done the 2-pull strategy, we've helped people power level on the stream with those, and we've made YouTube videos for those, which I'll link up above. But now we finally figured out a 1-pull strategy. Why is it so important? This allows you to do both SM Cath and SM Armory in one lockout because they share a lockout. So you could do 10 instances per hour. The XP is absolutely insane. When we were going at our fastest that we could go, we are talking 135,000 experience per hour. That's 30 to 40 minutes a level from 21 to 42. This is by far the fastest method, and it's easy to get 100k XP per hour once you get this strategy down. Now, don't feel bad if you start off wiping a decent bit, because this is very difficult. I was wiping a ton when I first started to figure it out, but now we've kind of got it down. Just keep on practicing it, and don't feel bad to step back into the 3-pull and the 2-pull strategies. Those are still amazing XP, and you could figure out those, get more comfortable, and then step back into the 1-pull strategy. But if you could figure out this strategy, this is the best way by far to level from 21 to 42. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you shortly. All right, so I have a fresh run here that I recorded on my mage, and it is a brand new fresh instance SM Cath and SM Armory ready to go. I'm highlighting out here a couple things. Out on this wall right over there, you can stand there with your tunes once you start the pool, and they will get all the XP. You don't need to be far into the instance. They don't need to go running out or anything like that. Just stand up against this wall. They get all the XP. They can come out and loot though when you're done to speed up the runs a little bit. So you start off by pulling these 3 mobs and these 2 mobs to the left. You don't need to worry about taking any damage because you're going to be getting back an ice barrier in just a second. You want to Nova them though back in that room. Reason being, you want to allow yourself a good amount of time to get to this door, but you won't be going back into that hallway at all to pull those mobs. So you want to make sure you pull those mobs right off the bat, Nova them, and then almost as an added benefit, they're actually pulling mobs as they come to you. So now you're going to see them come over the ledge. If you did die in a previous attempt and you're running back, make sure they come over the ledge before they get into this room, and you'll see why in just a second. So coming into the room, you fire blast the first guy on the left. You run around. I like to body pull the outside perimeter, maybe an arcane explosion rank 1. But the main thing is to Nova in the middle and then get over to the left. You're going to see all these guys start funneling in right into the middle here. And that is when you want to blink to the other side. You blink to the other side, and you don't need to worry about getting hit by them, but you also have all those mobs already aggroed. Now you come out of this room, and I want to show you one quick thing. You come out of the room right here, and you want to immediately go to the left. You want to jump over this ledge, because what's going to happen is that they're going to have a little delay there, or they're going to try to run up on the ledge, and it's going to give you a couple extra seconds. Doesn't sound like much, but it plays a huge importance later on. All right, so you pull all the mobs, you blink down these stairs, and you start running around the outside. Now this is going to look a lot like the 3-pull and 2-pull strats running around the outside here, but one key difference, and that is that these mobs are hauling, and so you need to haul. You want to run through this as fast as humanly possible, take as short of routes as possible. Make sure that you're being smart, because at the end of the day, these mobs are constantly calculating the best route to get to you. They're trying to get to you as quickly as possible. So you see, I use iron grenades to help out. You don't need to. You could just bounce in and out of walls. I find that it's a bit safer to stay along the perimeter. For me personally, that's why I use grenades. Just because when you stay along the perimeter, you are dodging most of the frostbolt opportunities, and you don't want to get an accidental frostbolt or a slow or something like that that's going to slow you down a ton. So you come around this outside, you pause it real quick. You run around the outside perimeter. I messed up a little bit with the jump back here where I accidentally didn't jump up onto the ledge. Just make sure you jump up on the ledge. But before you block, what you want to do is you want to get a brand new mana shield and a brand new ice barrier. I renewed it just a little bit early just because I'm a little tired, but most of the time I highly recommend waiting until you're about to block to ice barrier and mana shield. Reason being, you're about to have 81 mobs beating into you. All these mobs coming all at once to beat onto you a second that you pop out of that ice block. You need these shields to live. If you don't have these shields, you're going to die, 100%, without a doubt. I got lucky here, none resisted, but the only thing that matters if they do is that, is it a defender? You just need to be watching out for defenders. Wizards don't matter, Centurions don't matter, any of that. You have plenty of time to sheep them. If one comes out, sheep it, that's great. Sheep if you can. But defenders can kick you. Now, if they kick the sheep, you have enough time to get off a blizzard, but it's going to mess up your strat. So you want to immediately, and I mean immediately, sheep that defender. If you don't sheep the defender, they could possibly kick you. So now I want to go over this real quick. We are going to blizzard twice or 3 times, preferably 3 times. Then you're going to run away with the blink. You're going to Nova them. As they get a little bit closer, they're going to kind of come in like a cone and towards you. You're going to Nova them. Then you're going to do your Flame Strike, Cone of Cold, Shatter combo. Immediately pop Limited Invulnerability Potion, which you can see in the bottom right of the screen. And then you're going to Arcane Explosion them to death. So I'm going to rewind that one more time for you guys. So we start off with 2 to 3 blizzards, preferably 3. Here's the second one, and you just keep on stepping away. Don't worry about if you get frostbolted here. You just want to take that extra tick. If you guys don't know, if you chain blizzards, the ticks actually don't tick immediately. So you might as well just step away, get that extra little foot of space. Flame Strike, Cone of Cold. Now you're going to run in with the Limited Invulnerability Potion and just Arcane Explosion 3 times. A lot of the times I'll Iron Grenade at the end of here, but I wanted to show that you don't need the Iron Grenades to be able to do this. So you get these mobs down. You're constantly getting mana back from these sorcerers, so you don't need to worry about mana. Just make sure you keep up a Frost Ward at all times in Cath and a Fire Ward at all times in Armory. Get these guys down. Again, I'm a little bit low on health just because I didn't use Iron Grenade, but it's 100% doable, and I wasn't even playing remarkably safe or anything like that. I think I had like 45% health. I felt pretty comfortable, so I just rounded out the kills. Now you're going to see we just did the entire SM Cath dungeon pretty much, outside of 2 little groups up in the boss's room, in 3 minutes and 35 seconds, guys. It's insane. It's insane how quick we go. And I wanted to show you real quickly the gold that you can possibly be making. So we're going to start off with 98 gold. You're going to be looting 81 mobs. I did pause my timer just because typically you won't need to loot 81 mobs by yourself. So I wanted to pause the timer and make sure we're getting an accurate count as far as speed goes. But this would be a great time, maybe when you're finalizing up the kills, to call the rest of your group up so that they can come and loot the mobs and keep the clears going as fast as possible, because you can easily do 5 of these an hour, easily. So I'm going to speed forward just a little bit to the end where we have the gold and show you guys how much we made. So we now have 102 gold and we're looting our last little mobs. Typically it's like 4 raw gold just from this instance alone, plus all the loot. There's a lot of weapons. You can see in my inventory right now 2 guns, 2 weapons, a belt, boots. That right there, probably 8 to 9 gold. You're easily making 13 to 15 gold each of these runs. If you just want to do this as a farm, it's like 65 gold an hour. This is easy money, guys. You do need limited invulnerability potions for the Cath pool. So remember, as we go in, we Flame Strike, Cone of Cold, limited invulnerability protection potion, and 3 Arcane Explosions. But that's the only mat that you really need. Iron Grenades just help out a little bit. So as soon as you finish Cath, you'll notice I restarted the timer as soon as I was going to start running down, and I gave it a little couple buffer seconds just for some mana that I would have regened to make it accurate. You're going to run over into Cath. Now the beautiful thing, as I mentioned earlier, is that Cath and Armory share a reset, which allows you to do 10 instances an hour. Rip one of the Horde tunes, but can't help them. Making the video, we got to keep on going. So we get into here. Now these 2 mobs, they won't always pull if you don't have a low level in the group, but kill them anyways. They're just going to be a pain to try to grab later. Your guys might try to run out to see where you are for whatever reason, pull them, and then die themselves, and it's just not worth the frustration. Kill these 2 mobs, and then you can just not have to worry about them later on. And just like to shatter, combo them like normal, burn them down. It only adds like a minute to the run at most, probably really only like 30 to 40 seconds. So now I took this time as I was drinking up to show you guys a couple of the key cooldowns that we use. So we're going to highlight on the screen the Iron Grenades, the limited invulnerability potions. Then we're going to go over to the Cold Snap, and you'll see that it's still up because we didn't use it in the last run, and then the Ice Block is almost up. Now the Ice Block, even if you didn't loot at all, you just ran into this next instance, the Ice Block is going to be up and ready to go when you are ready to pull the final, when you're ready to block in the final pull, basically. So we're now ready to go, reapply Dampen Magic Here's the things to watch out for here, guys. It's the pats. You want to go all the way to pretty much the end of the instance and then work your way back. But there's pats along the way. So there's an evoker that runs up this hall. You can blink through him. There he is. Fortunately, he wasn't in the hallway for us, so we didn't need to blink through him. There's evoker right here. You can run around to the side of him real easy. And I showed right here this candlestick. So I stopped here for this candlestick. You can run around the outside of the candlestick and you won't pull him. So we get up here. This is the mobs that you have to blink through. So if blink's on cooldown, just wait for it to be back up. You blink right through those mobs. Again, this evoker, you could just run around the candlestick if you need to. You could just dodge it. Here's where you stop though. You'll notice we do have one hallway left. Now the reason I don't do this last hallway is they typically have a lot of defenders, a lot of protectors, and a lot of slow moving mobs. So if they aren't running fast, they can really mess up your final pool, and I'll show you why once we get down to the final pool location. You start off with 3 rank 1 frostbolts on each of those groups to pull them, and then you want to kind of go as quickly as possible through these halls. You Nova these 3 groups around that bend, and then you make sure you're at max range for Arcane Explosion rank 1 to pull. So you notice that I pull at pretty much max range for each of these groups, going diagonally straight through this place. Now I made a huge error here. You do not want to Ice Barrier right now. You do not. You guys are going to see I'm going to have to do something that I normally wouldn't have to do solely because I Ice Barriered. Don't Ice Barrier. You're going to get back plenty of mana. Just like when you were going through SM Cath, you're going to have people hitting you with spells constantly, and that mana regen spec is just going to be building up and building up. And I'll show you guys a quick snippet of that after the pool, just so you guys can see the talents. Do not Ice Barrier. Number 1 thing. Feel free to mana shield. Feel free to flame ward or fire ward. Do not Ice Barrier. Now you're going to counterspell this far left group, and then you're going to keep on zigzagging, and you're going to Nova as soon as it's up with this last group here. That gives you a little bit of buffer time, and it allows the mobs in the back to kind of get closer. You rank 1 Fire Blast at left group, jump through Arcane Explosion, jump Arcane Explosion, and now here, guys, is where our mess up is going to hurt us. Typically right now, Ice Barrier is off cooldown. And so what you do is you go through and you either blink over to here if you want to go into the middle, or you run over to these mobs and you jump over this side pillar right here. Typically Ice Barrier is up, so you could jump over there, and what will happen is that the mobs are going to fan around this area, they're going to fan around that area, but none are going to hit you, and you're going to have a full barrier going into block. But what you're going to see is that I don't have my ice block barrier up, so I look to be able to jump, and I'm like, oh crap, I can't. So I'm spamming Ice Barrier, and now look, guys. Not only did I lose my Ice Barrier, it's on cooldown now, I also lost my mana shield, because those mobs came around the side, followed me. I wasn't able to jump over here. They got around the side in time and started wailing on me. So I lost mana, I lost health. Feels bad, man. Don't panic. You have a solution. You have limited invulnerability potions stocked up from Cath. So what I do is I come out of block with a cancel aura once all the mobs are close, and I pop a limited invulnerability potion. Before we mention that, though, I want to note one thing for you guys. Down this hallway are protectors, and they're slowly coming because you can see here 2 of them are healing. They're constantly healing. If you jump off here too quickly and you block, there's a very, very solid chance that the protectors are not going to reach you in time, and they're going to be out here not getting Nova'd when you come out of block, and then you're going to be getting hit by protectors the entire time that you're trying to do your AoE. So make sure that you don't blink down this hallway. You run to this last group. This is perfect until the fact that I don't have block right here. And you wait until the mobs are starting to run around the side. Now, the protectors are all out here. We're fine, but a lot of the times they're going to still be coming up this hallway. And that's another reason why we do not pull the last hallway, because if there's a lot of protectors, they're the last people to get to you, and there's a very, very good chance that you're going to have some beating on you. All right, so we come around the side here. We make our mistake. We're not going to worry about it. We block. We're like, oh, crap. All right. We pop the limited invulnerability potion, which is just basically the same as if we had a Ice Barrier and Mana Shield. So it's kind of just like an oh, crap kind of move, but it's basically the same exact thing as if we just had shields on. So now we are blizzarding. What you want to do is the best place to be off the bat is right around here, right in the middle, because the mobs are going to move out to here. And then you want to inch back towards this corner, which will cause the mobs to slowly kind of take a cone effect to get to you. Don't worry about that though. That doesn't matter. I'm in a straight line here. That's perfectly fine. If there are any mobs again, just sheep them. If there's one mob. If there's mobs beating on you, just keep up mana shield. This fire elemental's beating on me and doing fire damage to me occasionally. I just re-ice barrier. Nothing to worry about. I accidentally popped Frost Ward because I was tired when I was making this video. But you want to just keep on blizzarding until they get to you. Then you're going to blink away. You're going to Nova. And now here's the beautiful thing, guys. We still have Cone of Cold up. Cold Snap up. So I'm going to show you in the video. I'm going to move my mouse down to show that I still have Cold Snap up. Because now we can do a full Shatter combo twice. Without the Flame Strike the second time. So we're going to Nova, Flame Strike, Cone of Cold, Cold Snap, Nova, Cone of Cold again. And because we already blizzarded these mobs 3 times, you can see 1.69k, 1.96k, 1.84k. This is going to be plenty of damage to basically kill all these mobs, and you just finish off the rest with Arcane Explosion. This entire time you're getting hit by fireballs, so you're getting all the mana back in the world. We're at 90% mana. Mana is never an issue. Don't use that ice barrier early. So you're going to see here, Flame Strike, Cone of Cold. I show that we have the Cold Snap. We Nova again, Cone of Cold again, pretty much all dead, and we just finish off with Arcane Explosion. Now, all you have left is the Fire Evokers, as long as you keep up Flame Ward, Fire Ward. They can't hit you. Nothing to worry about. You just take them out real quick, and you're good to go. There was one soldier left, and I did say that this is pretty much a full clear, so to be fair, I decided to stop the timer, but then also restart the timer and kill it with the soldier. And so we counted it with killing the soldier individually, which added about 15 seconds to the run, but whatever. We still did this run in 8 minutes 32 seconds before the soldier and 8 minutes and 47 seconds after the soldier. Guys, this is crazy, or 8 minutes 48 seconds. It's insane how much XP you guys can get from this and how quickly you can do this. Even if you factor in looting time, even if you factor in going back into SM Cath, you can easily do an instance lockout with 10 instances worth of XP. Now, I did want to show you real quick the gold that you will get after you're done. Here we have 105 raw gold right there and a full inventory of loot ready to sell. All right, everybody. So I think a lot of people are probably going to be curious what talents I used for this. So I already have a video out there showing what talents I use and my specific specs, going through why you should use these or why you shouldn't use these different abilities and why I chose to use them. But for this individual clear, I switched up one little thing. So I just want to highlight that one little thing real quick for you guys, and that is Arcane Resilience. So I took 1 point out of Arcane Concentration in my mana regen build and put it into Arcane Resilience. Reason being, when you have 81 mobs beating on you and you're coming out of an ice block and you're like, holy crap, I might die, this 50% of your intellect as armor really makes a difference. That wraps up today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, please let me know in the comments below and give the video a like. It really helps me out. And if you feel so inclined, please hit that subscribe button. Also in the description below, check out the other social media channels, join the Discord so you guys can hang out. Let me know if you have any other videos you'd like me to make, and then also see when I'm posting new content and maybe doing some giveaways as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and thank you again for watching.